I don't trust this game. Like when we're getting ready to start, I'm going to go ahead and reset first, and then I'm going to start. I don't trust this game sitting on the title screen for too long. There's probably going to be some bug we never thought of.
Dexter said live and ready.
Hey, what's up, everybody? MC Aaron Ice. We got Shaddy here. Say hello, Shaddy.
Hey, what's going on?
We got Apollo commentating. And
what's up?
We're ready to do some Gilligan's Island. This game has never been in a marathon before. I don't believe it's ever been raced before. It's the first time for everything. You guys are going to see something for the first, maybe the last time. So I hope you enjoy it. We'll talk about the game. We'll have some fun while we do it. I want to see some hype in the chat. All right, you ready, Shaddy? All right, we're going to start on countdown to 3. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
Yeah, and here we go.
It is on. So Gilligan's Island, this game is a 4-episode long fetch quest where you control the skipper and you are escorting Gilligan the entire way through the game. So if you love escort missions, this game is for you. It is nonstop. When you talk to people or progress through the game, you cannot go to the next step. No one will talk to you if you do not have Gilligan with you. So you have to bring him with you, and you have to wait on him. And as you see right here, we're waiting on him.
I was going to say that, I think, speaking of escort missions, I mean, this has to be almost one of the original ones. I mean, there might have been maybe a DOS game or something like that, but, this is actually pretty innovative for a Gilligan game here.
This is not a bad game. There's some things about it that are unique. They tried. They could have done some simple stuff. They didn't. They went hard. They tried something new. So the one thing that can save you from the fact that you're escorting Gilligan all around all the time, and you don't want to leave him behind, is that you can actually summon him whenever you want using an item called rope. The game starts you with 2 at every level, so you get 2 ropes. If you run out of ropes and you can't pull Gilligan along, you're kind of stuck and you have to go find him. So you don't want that to happen. Ropes can drop all over the place. It is, as far as we know, it is frame perfect. It is completely unmanipulable at all. So you're at the mercy of this game to give you ropes. It didn't used to matter very much, but unfortunately, Shaddy and I have played this game enough now and gotten the time low enough where it matters. You really have to get ropes all over the place to be competitive at this point in this game. We've ruined it, and so I'm sorry.
Yes, we got this super optimized Gilligan run, and that's kind of the reason why this race is happening. We're little by little over the past year or so. The time has gone down slightly, but we had our Gilligod Aaron here was challenged by Shaddy, and Shaddy just took the game down even more. So we had some back and forth. That was really fun to watch, and it lined up with the best of NES event. And this race, this had to be done. This is the main event. This is why everyone's here. So one other thing too is he talked about ropes. Sometimes when you're walking through, you'll also see instead of a rope, another item drop will be bananas, which will fill up your health, which at certain points, not necessarily in this, the early episodes, but the later ones, you might take some damage or you might need it for some boss fights. So sometimes it might not just be hope for rope. You need to hope for those bananas too.
And honestly, in this race setting, we're gonna hope for a little bit of food as well. They just give you 2 hearts, and we may need a couple extra because you can get kind of beat up in this game. So we're coming across to the first boss here, which is one of a Kong, one of Apollo's favorites. So this
it's not the King Kong, but it's a Kong. It's a Kong.
And this, if you try this boss fight yourself, I tell you, you're going to be here for a long time. It is really deceptively difficult. You have to be perfectly lined up to get any damage on him, and you'll probably just swing away at him, and that actually interrupts his animations and makes the fight way longer, which we didn't realize at first. So once I figured that out, we took a ton of time off this game because you would really lose like 20 seconds or more on a boss because you'd just be whacking away at it. I'm gonna go ahead and food up here so you don't have to hear the beep.
So as you can see, it's actually super close, which is really nice for episode 1. Because even in episode 1, dumb things could happen where it could really change the time difference. So this is really nice to see as we're kind of getting towards the end right now. I just want to go through real quick because we kind of talked about the run and why we're racing, and nothing about this first episode. Basically, it's starting. Storm's coming. The group decides to build a hut. So you're kind of going out, gathering wood to make this hut. In between that, the professor is also trying to fix the transmitter because obviously you guys are trying to get off the island. Of course, Gilligan breaks it. What else would Gilligan do? So when the transmitter was taken from the gorilla, Gilligan steps on it. So instead, your backup plan, you got a saw from the professor, go cut down some trees. Now you're gonna make the hut, and you're getting ready for the night. So like I said, we're
going right to the end now. We're going back to where we started, so we can build our shelter. Look at the map for good luck.
Yeah, you got your little victory cue, and we're super close going into episode 2 now. So it's a good start. Good start here. We're kind of going to skip the cutscene. What actually happens is the spot that was picked to build the hut was right in the middle of a nice little lagoon. It flooded overnight, and everyone has floated away.
And they blamed Gilligan because he chose the spot. I mean, that's really unfair. They all went along with it. Why would you leave it up to Gilligan if you don't trust him? I mean, come on.
So we're gonna stay here for a little bit, wait for the time to count down, wait for the food and the ropes to count down. For world record runs, that's actually kind of important. Sometimes you can bleed a little more time out doing some things, letting Gilligan stick around, and maybe you skip a pickup or two. But in a race setting, that's not necessarily something that's going to be.
So I probably saved a little bit of time on Shaddy just because I used those foods, but I lost it when I used them. So it just kind of depends. So in a speed run, that would have been probably a pretty bad first level because we didn't get many ropes. Every time that you can immediately ditch Gilligan and just go to town, you can save, if you use it in the right spots, you can save 5, 10, 15 seconds in some spots. It can make a huge difference.
So one thing you actually saw there on both their sides is that you kind of have to go down to this cave, and in order to have Gilligan follow you, you kind of got to get him to go down first. So you walk past the hole and then move up, so you kind of force Gilligan down the cave. A little annoying. It is what it is. Then you kind of follow him down. One other thing, too, I'm not sure if it's been noticed or not, sometimes Gilligan falls a little behind, and whenever you go through the next path, you kind of just have to wait for him to be reconnected with you. If not, you'll see, like what happened with Shaddy right there is Gilligan was left behind in the other room. He had to turn around real quick in order to pick him up to have him keep following.
In the game, you can kind of eyeball it. You get used to how close you want him to be, but there are some places where he just does what he wants to do, and he doesn't come with you.
Okay, so in this episode 2, what's actually happening is, because again, we're skipping on. We don't have time for cutscenes here. Gilligan has to save Mary Ann, who is taken by the headhunters.
Got a rope.
Oh, there's a rope. Everyone keep track of those ropes. That's important. So again, you're going back and forth. You have to go see Mr. Howell, who notices a stone tablet. At this point, apparently no one cares about Mary Ann being captured. What's more important are these random tablets that's found. So you kind of bring it to the professor, and he's trying to read these tablets. But before you can read the tablet, you need to find the golf ball, bring it to Mr. Howell. A lot of nonsense. It seems like someone being kidnapped in the group might be important, not to the rest.
Well, they want to translate these tablets because they think it might get them off the island. And Mr. Howell won't even give you the book on how to translate it without you getting his golf ball out of the tree first. So rude. So rude.
With Shaddy right there. A lot of times, some of the items you need are found up a tree. How these things get up the tree, who knows? But Gilligan climbs up, and as you walk away, now he's gone. That's why you need another rope that, in order to talk to the next set of people where you're bringing the item to, you need Gilligan. So as you see, he'll use that rope there. Gilligan comes right back, then you're good to go.
And I actually made a mistake here, so I'm probably going to lose a little bit of time. Talking too much, and I made a routing mistake.
You need that focus. You need that race focus.
It does take a lot. It takes a lot of know-how.
So again, a lot of times in this, there's a lot of loops that go on. It's just back and forth, back and forth. That's still fun. You're still dodging enemies and whatnot. Now you got the headhunters that either you have to run away from, they run away from you, or when you get the club, you can actually bonk them in the head and they'll scatter away too. So as you see now, Shaddy does have the club, which according to the professor, you'll notice this club in every episode. The answer to life's questions is just bring a club with you. So once you got the club, you're ready to go. One other thing too is you have to go beat up the headhunter, get the key, which they find out is where, in order to get the key to save Marianne, as Shaddy got beat up there by the headhunter. Here he is. He's at the episode 2 boss fight. It's another little timing thing, and we'll watch him for a quick sec, see how it goes. Looks like he's kind of got him locked up. Yeah, looking good. Got him caught in the corner. Awesome fight. Now he can move on. Now he's got the key. Time to be a hero. One other thing too is you see the quicksands that they're going through, like Shaddy just there. You actually have to mash. I don't know if Aaron said this at all. You actually got to mash A, or I think it's A, to get through the quicksands, or else you just kind of get sucked back. Shaddy just saved Marianne right there, so that's important. Got a little cutscene going on again, and now as you can see on his side, there is a woman headhunter, a headhuntress, who's trying to steal Gilligan to be her husband. So, you know, Gilligan's a little afraid of that. He doesn't know if he's ready for that sort of commitment, being stuck on the island. And as you see, Aaron's not too far behind. He's also fighting the boss of level 2. He just finished it up. Another good fight.
And
the same thing.
You can't undersell the mashing on the sand pit. It is no joke. Like, it is not made for casual mashing. Faster you can mash, the better, and you can actually get really stuck in it if you're not mashing fast, really badly.
So for now, if we watch Shaddy's side, it looks like he's a bit ahead, but each one of these episodes are longer than the previous, so there's plenty of time for lead changes still. So like I said, Aaron just finished. He just found out the headhuntress is coming for Gilligan. His time's going to count down, and he's going to get started, see what he can do to catch up. He's going to start hoping for that rope. We need
it's going to be all about ropes.
We need to hope for rope in chat.
I need some ropes to catch up, that's for sure. And I see Shaddy's being bold here, so Shaddy's ditching Gilligan right from the start. The one thing about episode 3 and episode 4 is there's a lot of places where Gilligan will just take off running. Like, he'll get scared, he'll run away. And the screen is really long, so he'll run really far away. It's a real disaster. So that's kind of the nightmare scenario here in a race. In a regular run, you would just reset at that point.
So like we said before, what episode 3 is the professor wants to find more of these mysterious stone tablets, because it might be a map of the island. It might help them get off the island, get the group back to civilization. So at the start of the episode, they send Skipper and Gilligan out to find some more stone tablets. But first, to keep in line with our unnecessary tasks. First is Mrs. Hall has a bathing suit that needs to get brought to Marianne. So forget about getting off the island. This bathing suit needs to be transported across the island first before anything else. So priorities.
I gotta say, I've gotten one rope this whole game so far. Not good.
I'm just saving it. Just saving it for episode 4. That's all. Saving all the ropes till the end. So yeah, now you kind of see the difference where right now Shaddy's just going along without having to worry about Gilligan right now. Whereas Aaron has to kind of keep him with him for the most part until he gets a little more rope luck.
I'm playing a little conservative here. I'm keeping him with me, just in case this terrible rope luck continues.
So yeah, so there goes Shaddy. Shaddy has one left for this episode. Just use them again. That's that. I mean, that could be the difference right there. Those rope drops.
Okay, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to try to catch up a little bit.
I like it. You're a little behind. You know, gotta do what you got to do. So anyway, what else is happening this episode as we're kind of just watching through the back and forth is you brought the bathing suit to Marianne, and then Mr. Hollis says, okay, now you can have a piece of the stone tablet. And you bring it to the professor and you learn some sort of recipe for like a melting solution. But then you have to bring that. They can't do any of this themselves. They put themselves on a cliff across from a waterfall. You have to do all the transportation. Apparently, Skipper was actually a courier in a previous life. That's what it seems like. So you have to bring some nuts to Marianne. Of course, you got to climb up the tree for that. Get the nuts. Again, it's gathering, hunter gathering, and an escort mission, all in one. And yeah, as Ripsta said, you actually play as Bad Breaks in this game. So it's a nice little cameo, especially for this event. And as you saw too, Shaddy did get another rope, much to Aaron's.
And I gotta say, he made it through the nightmare screen, and I did not. You could see Gilligan just ran off on me. So this is the nightmare screen right here, and it made me pay. So to go back for him there would be crazy at this point. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push forward here. I do have one rope left.
Oh, I actually was a little afraid for Shaddy too. It looked like Gilligan was Gilligan does not know what to do right now. There he goes. He's sticking with him. I mean, in fairness, if I had a tiger chasing me, I would probably be running too. Can't blame Gilligan for that at all. So anyway, yeah. So Gilligan now is climbing up the tree for Shaddy now.
And if I don't get a rope, I can't even ditch him at the tree, so that's going to be bad. We're in real trouble.
we gotta get some more hope for rope. We need everyone to give.
I'm gonna have to wait for him here. I'm gonna have to wait for him. So you can just see how bad this is to wait for him to go up this tree. You can see how much time just goes away. Not only that, but this is actually a really long walk with him, so. And he just ran away. I mean, I am gonna have to go back. I don't have a rope. I've never actually had him run away on that screen before.
That's scary. Yeah, so basically what's gonna happen is, okay. Okay, that's not, I mean, could have been much worse than that. But, yeah, so right now, I mean, Shaddy's his run's going very well right now.
There's freaking a rope. Okay.
Shaddy got the club. Again, the answer to all life's questions is just bring a club. Bring a club. You're going to fight the third boss in this game, which as you'll see is a nice little giant bear, and the bear is holding a surprise. Oh, and yet another rope for Shaddy. How about that? How about that?
Come on, Shaddy. Alright, I'm on my way to the bear too, but I don't have a rope, so I'm going to bring Gilligan the whole way.
Yeah, so Aaron now has the ammo needed to take down the bear. Shaddy has just gotten to the bear. Again, it's another setup where you kind of put him on the edge, and it's just a timing fight. So we'll see how this one goes. And done. That bear is defeated, has disintegrated, and has dropped a stone tablet. Why the bear has a stone tablet, we'll never know.
So like I said, the rope drops are frame dependent, and as are all the other items. So you can get nothing, or you can get he's not going to come with me there. You can get nothing, you can get a timer, you can get food, and I believe all the items are on consecutive frames. So when you see an item and it's not a rope, it means you missed it by one frame, which is just quite a downer. So this might be a good opportunity to talk about the history of this the speed run. So from my understanding, this game first got run by Author Blues and Darbian probably about 4 years ago now. They did a blind race of it, and then they continued to play it for a few days after that, and did some routing, got some times for it. At that time, the world record was 34 minutes and 9 seconds, I believe, by Darbian. And that was around for about 2 years. And then I started to, I had this cart and I played it one day and I kind of liked it. I was like, you know what? I think I could speedrun this. So I looked at their route. I did some minor improvements to it, and I beat Darbian's time by like 1 second, and left it at that for about 2 years. And that was up until this summer. And then Shaddy found it. He started playing it. He found some route optimizations as well, and he improved it. So I came back, started playing the game again, and found some stuff. And we've gone back and forth for the last few months. And the world record right now is at 29 minutes and 26 seconds. So we've taken 4.5 minutes off this time, with really minimal route optimizations. It really is just about like pushing the game to make the right movements and get a lot of ropes.
Yeah, and as Holly just said, right now, after hearing that, it's a beautiful explanation that we now have someone installed who's going to be working on a nice world record progression.
Oh yeah, the world record progression for this is going to be great. So this game bailed me out a little bit here, gave me a rope right at the beginning, so maybe I can make a little bit of a headway here.
Yeah. So episode 4, which they're on right now, is actually it's the longest stage, and there's this loop that they have to do, talking to specific people, and they have to do it. I think it was 3 times. So it takes a bit. Ropes can really change everything. Still, both players are, Shaddy's ahead, but Aaron is very much still in this based on what kind of drops he gets, whether it's the food, whether it's the rope. There's actually a chance that the timer, even though it looks pretty high, I mean, that could somehow play into this as well, based on deciding what they want to use as far as when they want to use the rope or keep Gilligan with them. And yeah, health, there's a very real chance if someone gets really low on health and either has to play some things pretty safe or even dies in this stage. So
yeah, Paul, do you want to disconnect real fast and reconnect to the Discord? You're going a little robot. Maybe that'll clear it up. So I opted to ditch Gilligan immediately here. So these loops are really long here. As Apollo said, they really ran out of ideas when it came to this last level. They built this big area and they just have you talk to the same people over and over and over again. Okay, so we're actually, we've gotten really close here. Things are tightening up. All right, so we've rescued Mrs. Howell. Or maybe that was Marianne. No, that was Mrs. Howell. Yeah, you're back.
We did it, everyone. I'm back. We did it. Yeah, there is no, as Dapper Dan pointed out, I don't know if it got brought up, but there is no ginger at all in this entire game. For what reason? Not sure. But... Okay, now I need to catch up to see where you guys are at.
So there's a couple of spots in this level where you, as soon as you come up those ladders and come to the top, to the surface, you jump. You gotta be kidding me, Gilligan. You can jump on the mud pit to get in, and it is the hardest jump in this game. You have to be ready to jump like right away. All right, I lost Gilligan briefly. Shaddy had to go back for him, so.
So did I.
You're pulling. You lost him too. Okay.
Yeah, Gilligan's gonna be running away a bit in this episode. So what's actually happening here? Again, we'll backdrop to the episode. Is that your group is made aware that there's actually stone tablets that will grant one wish. So of course, we'll get the stone tablet. We'll make a wish. We'll wish to get off this island. So this is why, again, priorities. Before you find the stone tablet to make a wish, you gotta cook dinner. That's what you gotta go make a fire. But then you find out Mrs. Howell's been kidnapped by headhunters. So you gotta use the club, go find the key, save Mrs. Howell. It's never easy in Gilligan's world. But again, you go. It's one big loop, 3 times. So again, this stage 4 takes a little bit, but it's home stretch here. There's more monkeys than ever, more headhunters than ever, tigers, boars, waterfalls, quicksand waterfalls, all the above.
So this is the one level more than any of them where you actually don't mind a food drop or two. When we do right after we talk to Marianne, we jump into a waterfall every time, and every time you do that, you lose a half heart. So you're losing health every time you do that, and every time you bump into something, and they only give you 2. So it can be really dicey if you don't get any food drops.
It looks like I'm almost somewhat dropping again. I don't know if I'm still robot.
You're doing all right.
Yeah.
I can tell it's not perfect, but you're doing all right.
Yeah, I see a nice red warning for my mic. Weird. It's like this race is just too hot for Twitch. You just can't.
It definitely
handle
is.
This much Gilligan.
Things are really tight right now too. I don't know. Okay, so
yeah, you guys are very close. Yeah, so they both just talked to Marianne.
Like, I have yet to get a food drop, so every time I get hit like that is a problem.
Yeah, like we said, with episode 4, food might actually health might actually be an issue. So, as much as you're hoping for that rope, you want those nanners. Get those bananas.
All right, so Shadow's able to ditch Gilligan here, so that's going to be a really big time save. I'm being conservative because I'm worried about him dashing off on me.
Yeah, Shaddy actually just had the what Aaron was talking about before. It's like a really, really tight jump. And if you don't jump perfectly, you go right into the mud, lose a couple seconds there. It's kind of the most annoying thing because when you don't do it right, you just have to sit there and watch.
It's the walk of shame. It is the walk of shame. You're just like, oh my god, I can't. You have a lot of time to think about it. about what you just screwed up. Okay, so we were on our way to Marianne to talk to her for the very last time. Mr. Howe was like, oh, you want a secret weapon? Actually, Marianne has that. And when you go talk to her, she's like, oh, that? Sure, yeah, you can have it. Great writing.
I mean, you can't give away the secret weapon in episode 1. There's 4 episodes. How do you make people going? Secret weapon's not till episode 4. So, but yeah, so once you're able to find the secret weapon, you can defeat the curse. And I'll let everyone in the chat use their imagination to try and imagine what the curse will be. And remember, this curse, once you defeat it, you'll be able to make a wish. So this could be the greatest enemy in all of the Nintendo Entertainment System. So the old, as Parabex says, the old Deus Ex Gilligan. The secret weapon is just in Marianne's pocket. And then you got Gilligan tried to get away. Gilligan tried to get away from Shaddy over there.
I let him go.
Yes,
we're making a break from it. I do have a rope. You don't need Gilligan to beat the game. If you are out of ropes at that point, you can ditch them and hope to beat the boss before timer runs out, which is pretty gutsy. But on a speed run, it's not so bad because you kind of know where you're at and you're like, hey, I want to get a good time. It's worth the risk. So we're still in a issue here because I have not gotten any food drops.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where Shaddy's food situation is. He actually has half a heart less, so both Aaron and Shaddy are pretty low.
There's the rope point. After I don't need it anymore.
as always. It's pretty much what Schrodinger's rope.
So when you lose Gilligan, it gives you 2 minutes to get him back. So that's the timer always goes down like that. Okay, well we're gonna do this without food drops, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and call him in to be safe, and let's go.
Yeah, so we're actually we got. It's gonna be close. We have Aaron coming up on the curse. There's the curse, guys. It's a skeleton. It's the curse. But Shaddy's catching up. Aaron just needs to keep the again another timing fight. The time will end on this final hit. It needs 15 hits to kill the skeleton. So as long as Aaron doesn't
timing is really tight to keep this rhythm down.
Yeah, I mean this is close. This is for a race. This is ridiculous.
That's time.
Okay, so that's time for Aaron.
Oh my God,
we're on Shaddy here. Same thing, 15 hits on the curse.
Hey, we finished.
There we go.
Wow, what a race!
How about that? That is ridiculous. Absolutely.
That was. I mean, of all the ways things could go wrong in this game and all the disasters that can strike, the fact that we were both on the final boss at the same time is just absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, look at your times. You got basically it was a low 32, which, that was world record somewhat recently, right? I mean,
yeah, like both of these times would have been world record just a few months ago, and that's, we were obviously playing very conservative. We didn't get a lot of rope drops, being very safe and under the pressure of a marathon. Those are both really good marathon times. If this game ever were in a marathon again, I would challenge someone to beat those times. That's really good times. But let me finish the story here. So so they didn't tell Gilligan that they were going to get a wish from defeating the curse because they thought he'd screw it up, and so then they all right, let's make our wish, and Gilligan doesn't know what's going on, and he says, man, I wish I had some ice cream right now. And so there you go, they got a big pile of ice cream. and they're like Gilligan, but again, I contend that's their fault. They screwed that up.
I feel like that happens a lot. Even the TV show, it was always somehow it was Gilligan's fault, but he was just going about his day. Let the man live. But yeah, that was such an amazing race. There was no way I thought it was going to be that close. As I assume both runners thought basically something bad was going to happen.
It was a very real possibility that neither of us, that at least one of us wouldn't finish the race. That there would be a game over or something. We also didn't lock up. One thing I didn't ever preface, but in between levels, we've never figured out why it is, but in between levels, right before the level starts, the game just freezes and the game never starts, and it can be really crushing. I mean, you can be on a good run and the level just decides not to start up, so you're just stuck. So I wish I knew what caused that. We think it might be from mashing at the right times, but I can never reproduce it. So
yeah.
But we didn't get stuck, which is pretty great.
Yeah, no, this was great. I want to congratulate both of the runners. This was worth it. This was worth it. Me being here front and center for this.
And this credit song is pretty good too. It's probably one of the best songs in the game. It's unfortunate it's only at the end.
Yeah, the end.
All right, I want to thank everybody for watching, for hanging out. Thanks to Dexter and Bad Bricks behind the scenes. They're putting in a ton of effort to put on this marathon. This is the best retro marathon that there is. It's so much fun. You look down the top to bottom on this schedule, just packed every single runner. It's just the best. It's amazing. Like nobody's going to sleep this weekend. Okay.
Dance.
So, I don't know how I managed to sneak into this. So thank you for allowing that to happen and let that slip by. But enjoy the rest of the marathon. Make sure you check the VODs if you do happen to fall asleep for a little bit of time, because every single one of these runs you're going to want to catch. So that's going to be it for us.
Stick around for PJ.
PJ's next. PJ waiting room right here.